Tash and welcome back to my channel. Today I am coming to you with a DIY advent calendar. I actually got this idea from Alan and Tara from Shop Style Conquer, and last year they made an advent calendar and I really loved it, and then this year they did one as well and I was like, hey, I want to make one. And so I kind of combined the two ideas, made my own. Theirs, I gotta admit, look probably 10 times better than mine. Mine definitely looks homemade with a little bit of love, I'll say that. If you haven't checked out their videos, go and check it out, and if you like this one and want to make your own advent calendar, please feel free to give it a go. So without further ado, let's get on to the making of the DIY Christmas advent calendar.
You will need a box with a lid, a hot glue gun, wrapping paper, a craft knife, a vivid, sellotape, scissors, and lots of random cardboard. Firstly, you'll need to trace around your box onto a white piece of paper with your vivid, and then you'll begin tracing out your 24 to 25 squares that you'll need for your advent calendar. Once all your boxes are ruled out onto the paper, you're going to need to transfer them into the bottom of the box. So I just measured the sides and the bottoms of each square and then re-ruled it into the bottom of the box until you ended up with something that looked a little like this. Next, you're going to want to wrap the outside of your box with wrapping paper, and I used gold wrapping paper for mine, but of course you can use any colours you want to. Now next is the part that I felt very difficult and was very time consuming. You're going to want to measure cardboard to fit each side of the box, leaving a fold down the side and down the bottom. Then I'm going to cut the sides and make kind of a boxy rectangle like you see here. I glued the bottom down and stuck it all together and then stuck it into the box eventually. I'll just let you watch and try and guess how I did it, but you're just basically wanting to make cardboard squares to fit around each of the lines in the box. You also have to make sure once you've done that fold on the bottom that you can stick it to the ground, that you cut it and measure it to the correct height of the box that you have. So here's me just gluing down one of the sides of the fold and along the bottom and sticking it into the box so it forms that square that you need. And you're just going to want to keep continuing this process until the entire box is full. I found it a lot easier eventually to just do one side of each square by itself rather than making individual squares. This way it was just a lot easier to control and glue the cardboard into the place you wanted it. I also found it easier to use thicker cardboard such as boxes rather than cracker boxes or something like that. Ta-da! And here's the finished inside of the box, so it should look something a bit like this. Next, you're going to need to re-measure and retrace each and every one of the little boxes onto the lid of your box. Now you also need to cut off the sides of the lid of your box so it's just a top flat surface. Once again, you will end up with something like that. Next, you're going to need to use that craft knife to cut out of the inside of the lines. Now you want to leave a slight gap on each side of the line you drew, so you kind of make a frame shape like so. And you just want to continue doing so until all of the frames are cut out and it can fit and measure up with the squares inside your box. To decorate the frame in the box, you're going to need a paintbrush, black or any coloured paint, and some form of washi tape. Next, you're going to paint the inside of the box to get rid of all the ugly different coloured cardboard colours, etc. So I guess paint that like you would normally paint something. Go for it, go crazy. Use different colours if you want to. I just used black because that was what I had around the house from Halloween. Once that's all finished and the paint is drying, grab the washi tape that you have. I'm using silver tape here, and feel free to tape around the outside of the frames. This just gives it a more clean, precise look, so when you put the frame on top of the black box, it fits like so. Next, now that the frame fits over the boxes, you are going to need to hot glue the frame onto the boxes. if you know what I mean. So it will turn out like this. Ta-da! Woohoo! You can tell I'm now getting really lazy with this voiceover. That the actual advent calendar frame is completed, you're going to need to cut out 25 numbers for your boxes. And today I just did mine in gold paper that I covered the box with as well. Now that all the numbers are cut, feel free to fill the holes of your advent calendar with whatever you are going to gift your person. And no, Emily, these are not yours, this is just what I had lying around the house. I also put a little bit of extra stuffing in a few of them, just so that when I put the tinsel on top, it didn't fall down too deep. Next, with the tinsel, you're going to need to roll it or shape it into the shape you'll need to be able to pop it easily into the box. So I'm making a circle here, and that's just going to be for the large one that I put the bath bomb in. And you're going to cut that and then tape it with some sellotape just so it holds its shape. Once all the tinsel shapes are cut out and ready to be used, just begin gluing your numbers onto the tinsel and sticking it into the appropriate boxes. Now I thought this would look really cool in my brain, but when I actually did it I realised it looked a little bit messy. But you know, that's alright. When you get up close you can actually kind of tell where the separations are, but you can't really tell on camera. So I might trim my tinsel down once I've got all of my actual presents in there, but here you go. I really hoped you enjoyed this DIY rustic advent calendar, and if you haven't already, go check out Shop Style Conquer's video and you can see how they made theirs, so maybe you get an idea of your own of how you would like to make yours. If you do recreate this, I would love to check it out, so feel free to tweet me on Twitter, my link is down below. And that is all. I hope you have a lovely day or night, and thank you all for watching. Please feel free to like or subscribe if you haven't already. Bye!